Okay, get this. We're diving into something called Moravec's paradox today.
Oh, this is a fun one.
It is, right?
Mm.
And I think it's really going to kind of turn what we think we know about intelligence on its head.
Yeah.
So this is this idea that, in AI and robotics that says the things we humans find easy, like walking,
Yeah.
recognizing faces, catching a ball, just like really natural, easy things for us.
Right.
Those are the things that are super hard to program into machines.
Yeah.
But the stuff we find mentally challenging,
Right.
like playing chess or doing complex math problems,
Yeah.
that's relatively easy for AI.
Yeah.
And so that's the paradox, right?
Yeah, it's what's so fascinating about this is like the why behind this paradox, you see.
Yeah, exactly.
These like easy skills that we possess, they're actually the result of millions of years of evolution.
Okay, so not just evolution in a general sense, but like specific.
Shaped by very specific pressures. Like think about
Give me an example.
recognizing faces.
Mm.
Our ancestors lived in social groups where cooperation was essential for survival.
Right.
Being able to like quickly identify friend from foe or read subtle emotional cues on someone's face.
Right.
That had real survival value.
Yeah.
So over time, our brains became incredibly good at facial recognition, even without us consciously thinking about it.
Wow.
It's wired deep, deep into our neural circuitry.
So basically our brains are like supercomputers.
Optimized for social interaction and survival. Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's movement. Imagine our early ancestors navigating complex terrains,
Right.
hunting prey or escaping predators,
Yeah.
those who could move efficiently and adapt to changing environments.
Yeah.
They were more likely to survive and pass on their genes, so we developed these intricate motor skills.
Right.
The ability to balance, coordinate our limbs,
Right.
react instinctively to changes in our surroundings.
It's true.
All of that is insanely complex from a computational perspective.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, when you put it that way, it makes you realize just how much we take these, like, quote unquote, simple skills for granted.
Yeah.
But why are these things so hard to replicate in machines then?
Because we're trying to replicate millions of years of evolution in a few decades of coding.
Right.
It's not just about raw processing power.
Right.
It's about understanding the underlying principles of how our brains develop these abilities.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Our brains are like this incredibly sophisticated hardware,
Yeah.
optimized over eons for specific tasks.
Right.
We're trying to recreate that hardware and software from scratch
Yeah.
using completely different materials and processes.
So even with all of our advances in AI, we're still struggling to match the efficiency and sophistication of a one-year-old trying to grab a toy.
Exactly. Remember that quote from Hans Moravec himself? He said, "It is comparatively easy to make computers exhibit adult-level performance on intelligence tests or playing checkers, and difficult or impossible to give them the skills of a one-year-old when it comes to perception and mobility."
Okay, that is mind-blowing. Babies are basically walking, talking supercomputers. It makes you wonder if we've been looking at intelligence all wrong this whole time.
I think that's the heart of Moravec's paradox.
Yeah.
It challenges our assumptions about what constitutes intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to think of intelligence as being about logic, reasoning, abstract thought.
Yeah.
But those are actually the easy things for AI.
Oh, wow.
What's truly challenging is replicating our sensory and motor skills, our ability to interact with the physical world
Right.
in a fluid and adaptable way.
So it's not just about making machines think like us.
Right.
It's about making them sense and move like us.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And to really understand like the scope of this paradox, let's take a look at some specific examples.
Okay.
You've got this table in your source material, right?
Yeah.
The one comparing easy for humans, difficult for machines, with easy for machines, difficult for humans.
Yep, I've got it right here.
All right.
And there are some really interesting comparisons here. Okay, so first up, recognizing faces. We can do it effortlessly, even in different lighting, from different angles.
But for machines, it's a computational nightmare. isn't it?
Nightmare, right.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, there's data analysis.
Right.
We humans need spreadsheets, calculators,
Yeah.
and probably a lot of caffeine
Mm-hmm.
to crunch massive data sets and find patterns.
Right, exactly.
But for machines,
Piece of cake.
piece of cake.
They can sift through mountains of data in a blink of an eye.
And then my personal favorite, scheduling a meeting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
that one gets me.
We do this all the time, right? Juggling everyone's schedules, preferences, even little things like someone's tendency to be late.
Uh-huh.
trying to program an AI to do that, to take all of those nuanced human factors into account, it's enough to make a programmer pull their hair out.
Right. It's remarkable.
It's like those seemingly simple tasks are so ingrained, so automatic for us.
Totally.
That we underestimate just how computationally demanding they really are.
Exactly. That's precisely why Moravec's paradox is so important.
Yeah.
For the field of AI, it's a reality check. A reminder that building truly intelligent machines isn't just about cramming in more processing power.
Right.
It's about understanding the deep complexity of these seemingly simple human actions and the incredible evolutionary journey that led us to these abilities.
So how has this paradox shaped the way we approach AI development? I mean, obviously we've made progress, but it seems like those easy human skills are still a major hurdle.
They're very stubborn. It's true.
Yeah.
They have been stubborn. Yeah. But you also got to consider what's called the AI effect.
Okay. What's that?
It's this interesting phenomenon where as AI technologies become more familiar, we tend to see them as less intelligent.
Oh, like when something becomes so commonplace that we just take it for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Like OCR, optical character recognition. Remember when that was mind-blowing?
Yeah.
A computer reading text.
Totally.
And now it's just...
Because it's on our phone.
It's just there.
In our scanners, we don't even think about it.
Exactly. We don't even think about it as AI anymore.
Right, right.
And so the AI effect is another consequence of Moravec's paradox.
Okay.
We think of intelligence as these grand, complex things.
Right.
But often, like, most intelligent abilities are those we take for granted because they're so seamlessly integrated into our lives.
Yeah.
And that has had a huge impact on how we approach AI development. Instead of just focusing on making computers think like us, we're now trying to make them sense and move like us.
So Moravec's paradox has kind of shifted the focus of AI research.
Absolutely. It's pushed researchers to focus on areas like robotics, getting robots to interact with the physical world in more human-like ways, to grasp objects, to navigate complex environments, all while adapting to unexpected changes.
Right.
It's a tall order.
It is a tall order, yeah.
And then what about teaching computers to see, like we do?
Right.
That's another huge area, computer vision. Yeah. Getting AI to interpret visual information, recognize objects, understand scenes, and even anticipate what might happen next. Think about self-driving cars, for example. They rely heavily on computer vision to navigate roads, identify obstacles, and make split-second decisions.
It's amazing to think how this one paradox has challenged, like, our very assumptions about intelligence and has kind of reshaped the entire field of AI research.
Totally, and it's not done yet. While Moravec's paradox is still incredibly relevant today, it's also being challenged and refined as AI technology continues to advance.
Wait, are you saying that machines are starting to catch up to us in those easy things?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And the answer is complicated.
Okay.
In some ways, yes. We've seen some incredible breakthroughs in areas like machine learning, particularly with deep learning, which has allowed AI to make significant strides in image recognition, natural language processing, and other areas that once seemed impossible.
Right.
But it's not a simple case of machines catching up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a fascinating study out of Harvard that you have in your sources. Yeah. It focused on breast cancer detection.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one. Wasn't AI really good at spotting cancer cells in that study?
It were.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Human doctors were still better at making the final diagnosis.
Okay.
However, when they combined the AI's analysis with the doctor's experience and intuition, they achieved the highest accuracy rate.
So it wasn't about machines replacing doctors, but about human-AI collaboration.
Exactly.
All right.
It's a powerful example of how human and AI collaboration can be truly transformative, leveraging the strengths of both.
Totally.
And this highlights another interesting aspect
of how Moravec's paradox is evolving.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. How is this paradox changing? What are some of the new approaches in AI development that are being explored?
Well, one really promising area is something called embodied AI.
Okay.
The idea is to give AI a physical presence in the world. Not just simulating the world in a computer, but actually letting them learn through experience like we do.
Oh, so putting AI in robots and letting them loose in the real world.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about letting AI learn through trial and error,
Uh-huh.
through physical interaction with the environment.
Okay, and there was something in the materials about developmental robotics.
Right. This approach is all about modeling AI development
Uh,
after how human children learn.
oh, wow.
It's about replicating the gradual, stage-based learning process that shapes our own intelligence.
Okay.
Instead of trying to program like adult-level intelligence from the get-go,
Right, right.
developmental robotics focuses on creating AI that can learn and grow like a child.
Gradually acquiring more complex skills and knowledge through interaction and experience.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
So it seems like Moravec's paradox isn't just this theoretical concept.
right.
It's actually driving innovation in AI, pushing us to think differently about what intelligence truly means
Yeah,
and how to achieve it in machines.
you got it.
Okay.
And as AI continues to evolve, I think we'll see even more creative approaches inspired by this paradox.
Yeah.
The key takeaway here is that human intelligence
Mm-hmm.
is incredibly complex
Yeah.
and multifaceted.
Right.
It's not just about logic or
Right.
processing power. It's
Uh-huh.
about perception, action, interaction.
Uh-huh.
All these things we do so effortlessly
Right.
that we often overlook they're important.
Yeah, it really makes you think about those things we take for granted. Like, if seemingly simple tasks are so difficult for AI,
Yeah.
what does that tell us about the nature of our own intelligence? Are
Yeah.
we even more amazing than we realize?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like we've been so focused on building these machines that can think like us
Right.
that we've overlooked just how incredibly complex
Yeah.
our sensory and motor skills are.
It's true.
Our ability to interact with the world in such a fluid and adaptable way.
Yeah, we often take these abilities for granted because they seem so effortless to us.
Right.
But the more we try to replicate them in machines,
Yeah.
the more we realize just how sophisticated and nuanced they truly are.
So where does this leave us in terms of the future of AI? Like, will machines ever be able to fully replicate those easy human skills?
Mm.
Or will there always be this fundamental difference
Right.
between human and artificial intelligence?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, we don't have all the answers yet.
Right.
But Moravec's paradox gives us some valuable insights.
Okay.
It reminds us that true intelligence isn't just about processing power or the ability to solve, complex equations.
It's about understanding the world,
Yeah.
interacting with it, adapting to it
Yeah.
in a way that we're only beginning to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we've made significant strides in AI, we're still a long way from replicating the full range of human capabilities.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we should give up.
Right.
In fact, the challenges posed by Moravec's paradox are driving some of the most exciting innovations.
Okay, so spill it. What kind of innovations are we talking about?
Well, we've already touched on embodied AI and developmental robotics, but there's so much more happening.
Good.
Researchers are exploring new ways to integrate AI into our lives,
Ah.
not as replacements for humans,
Right.
but as collaborators and tools
Okay.
that can augment our own abilities.
You mean like the breast cancer study?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's just one example.
Where AI and doctors work together to get better results.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine AI systems that can help us make better decisions,
Mhm.
solve complex problems, or even create new forms of art and music. So it's not about machines versus humans,
Right.
but about machines and humans working together.
That's the future. I see a future where AI is seamlessly integrated into our lives, enhancing our creativity, our productivity, and our well-being.
I like that future.
But to get there, we need to keep pushing the boundaries of AI research. Keep exploring new approaches, and always remember the lessons of Moravec's paradox.
So even though we're still grappling with those easy human skills,
Right.
Moravec's paradox is actually guiding us towards this more collaborative and integrated future with AI.
That's the beauty of it. It's a paradox that forces us to constantly reevaluate our assumptions about intelligence and to approach AI development with a sense of humility and wonder.
Speaking of wonder, this whole discussion has really got me thinking.
Uh-huh.
If those easy human abilities are actually so complex,
Yeah.
does that mean the line between easy and hard isn't as clear as we think?
That's a great question, and it's something that philosophers and scientists have been debating for centuries.
Wow.
What seems easy to us might actually be incredibly complex under the surface,
Right.
and vice versa.
Like, the more we learn about AI,
Yeah.
the more we discover about ourselves.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
It's a journey of discovery, both about the potential of artificial intelligence and the incredible complexity of our own minds.
Well, I don't know about you, but my mind is officially blown. This deep dive into Moravec's paradox has been a wild ride.
It has been fascinating, hasn't it?
It has.
And I hope it sparks some curiosity in you, our listener, as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll start to see the world a little differently with a newfound appreciation for the complexity of everyday actions
Yeah.
and the remarkable capabilities of the human brain.
And who knows, maybe this will even inspire you to, like, explore the world of AI further, to see how this field is constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible and challenging our understanding of intelligence itself.
Because, as Moravec's paradox so eloquently reminds us,
Yeah.
the pursuit of artificial intelligence is ultimately a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that something is like simple as recognizing a face
I know, right?
or grabbing a cup of coffee
Yeah.
can actually tell us so much about intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
both artificial and our own.
It really highlights the fact that we're just like scratching the surface when it comes to
Yeah.
understanding how our own brains work,
Yeah,
let alone how to build machines that can truly
right.
replicate those capabilities.
I think what fascinates me the most about all of this
Uh-huh.
is this idea that the pursuit of artificial intelligence is,
Yeah.
in many ways, a pursuit of understanding ourselves.
Oh, that's a profound insight. I like that.
Yeah.
The more we try to create these machines that can think and act like us,
Yeah.
the more we learn about the incredible complexity and nuance of human intelligence.
And maybe, just maybe, as we get closer to understanding artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
we'll finally be able to kind of unravel the mysteries of our own consciousness
Oh,
and what it truly means to be human.
yeah, that's a thought-provoking idea to leave our listener with.
Yeah.
Perhaps the real breakthrough in AI won't be about
Wow.
creating machines that surpass human intelligence, but about using AI as a tool to unlock the full potential of our own minds.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into Moravec's paradox.
Yeah.
It's been a mind-bending journey,
It has.
full of fascinating insights and thought-provoking questions.
It certainly has, and we hope it's left you, our listener,
Yeah.
with a sense of wonder and a desire to learn more about this ever-evolving world of AI.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those brains buzzing.
So true.